to the A Picture is Worth 1,000 Words podcast. Join us as we discuss the antics of pro athletes, sports politics, and everything in between. No sport nor athlete is off limits. Now, get you a pitcher of wine and enjoy the show. Here are your hosts, Lene and Linnell Fletcher, aka the Fletcher Twins. Hey y'all, what's up? What's up? This is Linnell.
And this is Lene.
Hope everybody is doing well out there. We will be discussing a few things this episode. First, I just want to say I do have my glass of Moscato. That's actually my second glass for the night because we were watching the versus battle. So, yeah, I'm on my second glass of Moscato. What you drinking on, Nate?
Well, I have something a little light tonight. I'm drinking on Mike's Hard Lemonade. So it's a little light night for me, but yeah,
that gives me lightheaded still.
Funny. But no, yeah, this is a light night for me.
Okay, cool. Okay, sports is slowly coming back, which is amazing. Yes, basketball is continuing to play after 2 or 3 days of boycotting. NFL is getting ready to come back too, even though it's not going to be preseason. So we're still anxiously awaiting everything to come back to normal. And tonight we are going to be talking about a sport we have yet to discuss, which is baseball. And Dems be fighting words. And yes. So
America's favorite pastime.
Correct. Hey, they got to get theirs in too. So about a week and a half ago at the Oakland Athletic and the Houston Astros game. So it's the Oakland A's. I'll just say Oakland A's. So there was a brawl, which is insane because these are grown people. And you have to think that grown people do grown things, which is walk away. So did you see the brawl? Did you see the brawl?
I saw the brawl, and first of all, I hadn't heard about it, but I went on YouTube and before I started watching the brawl, you know how on YouTube, before you press play to a video, they show like a comment that somebody wrote, and somebody on the comment wrote, "It's a shame how the audience just sat there and smiled and did nothing."
What?
And so that was my reaction too. I was like, what are they supposed to do? Like literally jump down there and get in a fight too? That's crazy, right? So I pressed play and I watched the video, and like for a second they like scanned the crowd, and I died laughing because it was cardboard people with smiles on their faces.
So the comment pretty much was saying they ain't no crowd, so they ain't getting no help, pretty much. That was a good comment. Very funny, very funny.
I died laughing. I couldn't stop laughing because I was like, I can't believe somebody would think to write that.
It was very funny. The internet got a lot of funny comedians. The internet, not the internet, the internet.
The internet. Okay.
Yeah. And so I was watching the whole series thing before it happened. So I did see the pitcher hit the guy, Ramon. His name is Ramon. Hit the guy with the pitch. I don't know if that was like the third time he hit him. But you know when people throwing out pitches, the ball's becoming fast. So
yeah,
you can get bruised.
Some be like 90 miles an hour.
Yeah, and you can get bruised. So after the man threw the pitch, I guess at that point he was able to walk to the first baseman. So then the camera veers off, and then when we come back, we see Ramon running to
Ramon. Did you curl the R?
Yes,
Ramon?
it's Ramon. Anymore, Ramon. So all I see is him hightailing it to the opponent's dugout. First of all, Ramon, when you're fighting somebody, you have to sneak up on them. Because if you got to run a mile to get to them, you get them time to get ready. So before Ramon even got to the dugout where he was trying to, I guess, go to that coach, before he even got to the dugout, he got tackled. Yeah. Because he had to run him out.
That is funny. But he was, I think he was a real G because he knowingly went over there knowing he would be outnumbered, right? Because it was the other players' dugout.
Correct.
So he's a real G. That's somebody you want to have on your team. That's somebody you want to go to the club with because you know if anything pop off, they gonna risk it all. They bout that. He bout that life.
He is about that life. And yeah, he is about that life, but he needs to his what is it called in NFL, what they do at the combine, the 40, his 40 time needs to be better.
Cause he didn't make it there.
Ramon didn't make it there. And so while Ramon was running to the dugout, I noticed that he took off his helmet, and I'm like, why are you taking off your helmet? That's supposed to protect you. You want somebody to bust you up in your head?
It was holding him back. It was holding him back.
But in the NFL, when people get in fights, they take off the helmets and swing them. Like they keep the helmet, true. They use them for a weapon. That's a weapon. Yeah. He had no business taking off that helmet.
So what do you think the guy who was going back and forth with him before he ran over there, what do you think he could have possibly said to Ramon for him to run over there like that?
Okay, first of all, I'm gonna get to that, but another thing, did you hear of you heard of the saying, the gloves coming off? Like when boxers, like boxers put on gloves to protect themselves while they're fighting, but if they saying no, the gloves coming out, meet me outside, like that's when you about to get into a real fight. Street fight. So I think that's what he was doing with his helmet. He was like, the helmet coming off, I'm ready. I just need to improve my 40 time. Anyway, so the man he was running to, he must have said something out of pocket. He said something where Dems be fighting words.
I was thinking he probably said something about his mama. He probably said like a your mama joke.
You can't do it in our community. Or Ramon, because I'm assuming Ramon is Hispanic. You can't do your mama jokes in Hispanic in the
Black community. Probably said something like, your mama's so ugly, she threw a boomerang and it refused to come back.
What? Did you? First of all, did you make that up? I need to know that now.
That's a your mama joke.
It is a your mama joke, but it's crazy. Okay. All right. we gonna roll with it. We gonna roll with that. Anyway, and also what I noticed regarding the fight, there was no social distancing. This is still a COVID time. Nobody's wearing masks. Nobody's social distancing. It's nothing like that.
Yeah, because in the NBA, when they go on the bench, they are
wearing masks
apart, and they wear masks. Yeah, that's true.
That's just crazy. But yeah, so obviously the man in the dugout said something out of pocket, which brings me to my next point. You know, the Mavericks and the Clippers were playing, right? But I think the Clippers did the Clippers just beat them? Yeah, the Clippers just beat
yesterday.
Them. So the Clippers are going to the second round. But I dug up. I did some research. Because in one of the games, Steph Curry, who is Steph Curry's brother.
Younger brother. Mm-hmm.
Younger brother. He called Paul George the B word. And I'm like, what? What's going on? Because Dems be fighting words. There's no more basketball after that. No. Anyway, so I did my research. And I realized that Paul George, I'm going to call him PG. PG used to date Curry's current wife, but cheated on her with a stripper, which is now his current fiance. We're going to get into that later because I have something to say about that. So now Curry's wife is Curry's wife, but the thing is, Curry's wife's dad is the coach of the Clippers. So he's Paul George coach.
So he's coaching the man that cheated on his daughter with a stripper.
Correct. Now that's a strange dynamic, because I don't know if I was that coach. My daughter ain't riding PG no more, but PG will be riding that bench.
Okay.
A bomb. Anywho, let's get back to who he cheated on her with, who is now his fiance. Good.
Okay.
That's good. That's good. That's good. But when he got her pregnant, see, and they do these things at the height of their career, because that's when we started noticing who Paul George was. He was on the Pacers, I remember. So he got the stripper pregnant. Of course, he didn't think it was his. Of course, he denied the baby and didn't even want to be with her. Find out that the baby is actually his, and she took him back. And not only did she take him back, she had another baby with him. They a whole family now. How? What do you think about that?
That's crazy, because at first he was denying the baby. Like,
exactly.
And he was denying the baby. So she had to take a test. And then I think even after he found out, he didn't want nothing to do with
her still. So what happened?
I don't know.
Maybe because he got money. Maybe the pipe is nice. I don't know. But if somebody even have the inkling of that's not my, well, I guess he can say that, because I don't think they were in an actual relationship. But if they were in a relationship and he was denied it, he would never be with me again, and he would be on child support to the fullest degree. Anywho.
Yeah, so when he called him the B word on the court, what do you think that was about? And
man, of course it had to be about, you don't get over that. And then the fact that, okay, he cheated on my now wife, but I mean, that's a good thing. Whatever, you lost her, I gained her, your trash is my treasure, whatever. But it's still going to be some beef there, because first of all, Paul George, he is the cheater and he's on a better team. We all knew that the Clippers were going to beat the Mavericks, so he probably have some animosity about that too. So it's like, I cheated on your girl and I knocked you out the playoffs. Now what?
He should have hit him with a 2-piece. Curry should have hit PG with a 2-piece.
Yeah, and then the whole family should have came out, and the Curry family. But anyway, it's better to be a part of the Curry dynasty than PG. PG probably ain't gonna have no dynasty like the Currys.
Give me a 2-piece from Popeyes, Alex.
Spicy, please. Okay, and also, because we got some other fighting words to talk about. Montreal Harrell, he ended up apologizing to my new fan, fave, Luka Doncic. I want to say his name. He's, first of all, I didn't even know who Luka was until about a week ago. And then all right, not I forgot his name, but not him.
Bobby Smurda. Okay.
Smurda, not the Smurda dance. So when he shot that game winner, I ran throughout my whole studio apartment. It wasn't a far run, don't worry about it. And so he did an interview afterwards, and then his accent drew me into the TV. And then I found out he was 21, and I'm like, okay, I'm doing the calculations in my head. What's 34 minus 21? Because I need to see something. What's 34 minus 21?
Okay, hold on. Let me bring out the calc, because I'm not good with the mental.
Bring it out, please. Bring it out.
That's 13. That's
13. 13 years ain't bad. That ain't bad, y'all. Still, I can act young. Cause Lucas look good, and his accent is nice, and he been playing pro basketball since he was 15. Overseas, just not here. But anywho, Montrez apologized to him, because you want to know why? He called him a BA white boy. Dems be fighting words. Dems be fighting words.
Oh my goodness. But why? What happened? I see the clip, but I don't understand. Did he shoot over him or something like that?
I think because I heard today, I was listening to Skip and Shannon, Luka be flopping a lot and he always crying to the refs. So I think he actually got maybe he got a call go his way, and then the next time the guy Montreal made a shot or whatever, and then that's why he called him a BA white boy, which was fighting. See, the whole thing would have been shut down if it was the opposite.
Other way. Yeah, the
if
other
Luka
way around.
called Montreal a bitch as black boy, the whole thing would have been on fire.
Or and boy, a BA and boy.
That's not even. I ain't even gonna go there, because that's not. No, I don't even think Luka would say that. But yeah,
Luka about that life. Like, did you see? Yes,
he don't be backing down. That's correct.
Yesterday, somebody knocked him down, and he got up, and they had to hold him back. He about that life.
Well, I want to see it. He won by it with Montreal, whatever his name is. But yeah, if it would have been the other way around, it would have been a fight on the court, and it would have been blacks versus whites, which is crazy.
Yeah, it's an unwritten rule.
Yeah, those were fighting words. So my question is, in competitive sports, can trash talk go too far, and how far is too far?
I don't think so, because they say way worse, like on like the courts in your neighborhood, like the basketball courts and stuff. Mm-hmm. They say way worse. They be like, yeah, that's why I F your mama yesterday. What you talking about? Your mama still at my house now.
But remember, it's so stupid. Remember, like 2 years ago, I forgot what basketball player did it, but it was against Carmelo Anthony, and Carmelo met him after the game, where the people come out, because the guy said something about Lala on the court, which was Carmelo's wife. And Carmelo got dressed after the game and went and met him at his bus, like at their tour bus thing.
Yeah.
Those were fighting words.
Those were fighting words, and he should have fought him then, not
on the court. Yeah.
Well, that's like in high school, this basketball player wanted to fight another basketball player. I think the other boy was on basketball, and he talking about, nah, I'm gonna wait till after the season. I ain't gonna care no more after the season. I ain't gonna know who you is.
Who does that? That's like, yeah, I would never do that. But anyway, so in competitive sports, you don't think it can go far, but what about the Drake versus Pusha T beef? Did that go too far? How you gonna reveal that I got a child? That was one of the great beefs of my lifetime. I think it was the gift that kept on giving every day. I would wake up and go on social media to see what happened next.
That rocked the world, I think. And then
not the world.
Yes. And then I remember he did, I don't know if it was a Breakfast Club or some other interview, and they asked if he was going to respond, because I think Drake had responded back, and he was like, what you mean? It's done.
It was done. He dropped the mic after we heard about Adidon. Anywho, so with the A's and the Astros brawl, back to that, Ramon got a 6-game suspension, but the other guy, which I think he's the hitting coach of the other team, he got a 20-game suspension. So, because I guess he instigated the fight or whatever.
But they didn't even make it to each other.
They did, because Ramon had to run him out. He should have been sneaking over there, and then he got tackled halfway there.
That's like, because you said the pitcher was hitting him throughout the game, right? And he could have been doing it purposefully. That's like, remember the game with Terrell Owens and Finnegan was his name or something like that?
It wasn't Terrell Owens. It was Andre Johnson.
Oh, okay. Sorry. But yeah, he was messing with him the whole game, and he was like, I'm tired of this. We about to, right here on the field, we about to
fight. We got to fight. Like, I don't care what y'all say, we got to fight. But this brings me into our flashback moment of the week, which is the Malice and the Palace. The Pacers and the Pacers and the Pistons brawl. Yep. And I actually saw that live, and I remember it was like yesterday. We were in our college dorm room, and we could stay. Go Nose. And we couldn't believe, at least me, I can talk for me, I couldn't believe what I was watching. I didn't know that was actually real. Happening. Yeah, I didn't know it was real, because I had never seen anything like that. And I'm like, is this really happening? And I remember I literally jumped up out my bed to go closer to the TV, as if I was there. That was great, because the Pacers was my favorite team back then. So I couldn't sleep for a week, because it was great.
It was insane. And the one thing I remember was the tall guy that you like O'Neal on the Pacers.
Jermaine knocked the fan out.
Yeah, and I don't even know if the fan was the fan approaching him, or just walking by.
He was first of all, you on the court, you ready to fight. He was approaching him. And the thing is, it all started because of a fan. Yeah, it was a foul by, I think, Ben something Wallace, if his name. But that was done.
No, I think it was Ron Artest. Oh yeah,
it was foul one. So they was trying to see what was what, and then for a fan to do that, like who gave you the gall to throw something at somebody? You don't know that man. You don't know if he in a bad mood. You don't know what. So, yeah, I agree with him going up and fighting him, and I agree with Steven Jackson following him and knocking somebody out. I'm always on that side because I hate when people was like, oh, they were at work, they represent the NBA, they should no, because if somebody come in my office and throw something at me, I'm not saying wait till 5 o'clock, meet me outside. We about to fight on the desk in JP Morgan. That's all that is. We about to be in Chase Bank out there fighting. Because you're not about to come to my job and think can be disrespected and you can just leave. No, that's not what's gonna happen. And I'm not even a fighter, but you ain't gonna do that to me. So I was gonna run our test side all day.
Yeah, I remember like regarding the fan that walked up to Jermaine O'Neal. I remember Nia Lee on Love and Hip Hop. She was like, "No, I don't care if you an infant. If you coming up to me like that, I'm knocking you down." And that's what happened.
Exactly, because you threatened me and you're in my space. The fan didn't say anything that was fighting words, but he did something. So Dems be fighting words. Actions can be words.
Okay.
Anywho, so the lesson of the day, the lesson of the week is at the end of the day, we are all humans first. So treat us as such.
Yeah, treat people how you want to be treated. And also, you can say what you want because you got freedom of speech,
but be ready for the consequences.
Yeah, because you don't know. Dems may be fighting words to somebody else.
Right on. Anyway, so now it's time for the highlight of the week. And this week, our highlight is Jason Wright. He has just become the first Black president in NFL history. He's the president of the Washington football team. Yeah, they still don't have a mascot. So Wright played 7 years in the NFL and here in the NBA also. And for the past 7 years, he was working for McKinsey and Company. And I just think this is amazing. I hope it's not just a symbol because of the times we're in. They just throwing us a bone. But even if it is, this still is history in the making. And I'm happy to be alive for it, to see a Black team president. Now we need to go for it and continue with some Black owners. But one step at a time, we'll take it.
Yeah, because it's hard to get in there, so that is an accomplishment. Because even if you have a lot of money, you still is who you know and people you know, because money won't get you in the door.
It won't. Okay, so congrats to Jason Wright, and we hope his team is successful and that he's the president for a long time to come. Okay, Nate, do you want to promote your business and then we can talk about Chad? Or okay,
yeah. Okay, so you can follow my business page on Instagram at HCMGMT Consulting. Again, that's HCMGMT Consulting, and we provide HR services for small businesses.
Perfect. Go look that up. Go follow the page. Okay, now I want to talk about, just mention a few words about Chadwick Boseman. It's so hard, and it was such a tragic loss, and I just want to say rest in peace to him and prayers to his family. And I know people are giving him praise and stuff now, and certain people are like, he's just an actor, and he wasn't just an actor. He was a cultural icon for the Black community with the roles he played, and especially becoming the first Black superhero that starred in his own franchise movies. So yeah, he wasn't just an actor, and he was also he was a good person. Like outside of acting, he was actually a good person. So I hope that his family have strength during this time and that he's resting in peace. And I would never forget him. So I hope Hollywood and the world doesn't forget his accomplishments. And hopefully he paved the way for more Black superheroes to have their own movie.
Yeah, so
let's try not to think about him because I couldn't sleep last night. I was still thinking about it. I had bad sleep last night, and I couldn't even get out of bed on Saturday. So imagine the people who actually knew him. It's so sad that we have to lose good people. He was a good person, and that's all you want people to think of when you pass. You just, like, when I pass, I hope some people just be like she was a good person, because I believe Chad was, and he was so strong to not let his diagnosis waver from whatever he was doing. So yeah, that's my 2 cents.
Yeah, so let's just give like a moment of silence in remembrance of Chadwick Boseman.
Okay. Thank you. Rest in peace. And that's our show for the night. Hope you enjoyed yourself. Peace out.
Wakanda forever. Hey y'all, thanks for tuning in to this week's episode of A Picture is Worth 1,000 Words with yours truly, the Fletcher Twins. Make sure you join us every week and rate, comment, share, and subscribe. Don't forget to hit up our email at podcast.1000words@gmail.com with any questions or topics you'd like to hear us cover. Also, check us out on IG at the Fletcher Twins and Facebook at A Picture is Worth 1,000 Words.